All right, let's talk about, some more safety stuff. I know. But this one's going to be for outdoor work, right? And it's to address heat safety, right? So we had some workers out there last week and they got, overheated. And so I wanted to make sure we got this, the best practices to prevent heat related illnesses on the job, okay? You want to understand the heat risks. Okay, so working in a hot environment, it can lead to heat exhaustion or heat stroke. Okay, high humidity, direct sunlight, and physical activity increases that risk. Luckily, we're in a pretty arid area, but we get a lot of direct sunlight here, and you're out doing physical activity. So, symptoms of heat exhaustion are heavy sweating, weakness, nausea, headache, right? These are exactly the symptoms an employee had last week when they were working, and it was important that they take some time to go cool down. So symptoms of heat strokes are significantly more serious, right? So we're talking about like confusion, like where am I? What's going on? Dizziness, no sweating, very high body temperature. Okay, call 911 immediately. This person's about to stroke out, right? This is a big deal. Okay, this is a medical emergency. So if you if you see these symptoms, confusion, dizziness, no sweating, a lot of the time they feel cold, right? Call 911. All right, it's too late to give like a cold shower. So as far as preparation before your shift, you're gonna want to make sure and drink lots of water before starting work, right? Don't wait until you're thirsty. You want to be hydrated as you go. Wear lightweight, light colored, loose fitting clothing. Dark color, it's gonna attract the sun. So we have the light green Katie's Power Wash shirts, so I think that would be a good option when you are doing outside work. All right. And so you want to, some pro tips, apply sunscreen, SPF 30 or above, and reapply it every 2 hours, okay? Plan the heaviest tasks for cooler parts of the day. So when, you're doing windows and you can start either inside or outside, you start on the outside when it's cooler, do the inside when it's hotter, okay? Hydration during work. You gotta drink small amounts of water frequently, about a cup every 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. If you're chugging water because by the time you're thirsty, you're probably going to be puking that water out. So really, space it out. 1 cup, 15, 20 minutes. Another cup, 15, 20 minutes. Okay. Don't drink. Energy drinks are, and excess caffeine are gonna bring you up and crash you back down, right? And so they dehydrate the body. It does the opposite effect what you're wanting to do. So a cool option to get you some more energy would actually be to drink something like a Gatorade or something with electrolytes. It's gonna replace the salts and that you've been sweating out, and it's going to give you a rush of energy. Now, if you drink those things when you're not sweating, then you're not going to notice it. But I challenge you, next time you're out there working in the sun, give it a shot. I think you're going to notice, you'll feel the difference, right? So if you feel overheated, stop, rest in the shade. Don't wait and be like, oh, I got to get this done. Oh my God. Always take time for safety, okay? We can call the next people. Communication is key. Recognize and responding to heat illness. Okay, this is important because you'll be out there working with the team. And so if another worker shows signs of heat exhaustion, move them to a cooler place. Say, hey man, it's okay, come on, let's go sit in the car with air conditioning. Give them water, tell them not to be like constricted in tight clothes. Our uniforms aren't a problem. If you need to, go get some cloth sweat, right? Any kind, really, microfiber or this or whatever. Go get it wet, but make sure it's cold water, right? On hot days, sometimes the hose water is scorching hot. Don't burn yourself. And then give them the wet cloth, and they can put it on their face. And the idea is just to get that skin temperature, your body temperature down. If they show signs of heat stroke, right? We went through those. Call 911. Try and cool them rapidly, like as far as that goes. So, water. Put them in an ice tub, whatever you need to do, you need to get that temperature down. Don't give them anything to drink. If they're unconscious, you just, don't try and like push water down their throat. It's not going to help. Leave someone with heat illness alone, right? So anyway, work practices for heat and safety. Okay, take regular breaks in shaded or air-conditioned areas. Use cooling towels, fans, misters, things like that to help lower body temperature. If you need anything in particular that's going to help keep you cool, let me know. They make these things. I saw at the state fair a couple of years ago, and you put water in them and you freeze them, and it keeps you cold all day. So if you need some of those, let us know. Jeannie will order them. Okay. Make sure you team up with a buddy to monitor each other, for signs of heat stress, okay? If you get to the point where it's heat stroke, then your buddy let you down, okay? So gradually build up tolerance to heat over 1 or 2 weeks, starting in summer work. One of the things that we noticed is the same day one person went out for heat exhaustion, the other team member was just fine. And it's because the other team member is on the football team, and his coach had him running in the heat every day. So, that sort of stuff really does matter. He was just, trucking right along, 102 degrees, So anyways, those are the main things to keep in mind. Make sure, keep an eye on each other. If somebody seems like anything is acting funny, just, get them in the shade, get them cooled down. Make sure and take your breaks, hydrate, little amounts throughout the day, cup every 15, 20 minutes, okay? Try that Gatorade thing. I bet you it works.